Mic check. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for checking in, everyone. As always, guys, when you check in, make sure you let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is where you are. Because we are here. Guys, this morning we're going to talk about pearls to swine. I want to have a good conversation about pearls to swine. I have some information that I've pulled up. I want to share with you. I want to go over and make sure I'm sharing correctly my thoughts. Again, as you check in, guys, make sure you drop in down below where you're checking in from, what time of day it is where you are. It is now 7:12 in the morning. I'm coming to you from the home office. It's the 15th of May, Friday the 15th. There's nothing spooky about that, people. It's just Friday. It's the 15th. Let's have a good morning. Thank you again for being here, everyone. How's everybody feeling? I do have a question I want to pose to you. We want to put up, guys. And the question is simply, what does pearls to swine mean to you? What does it mean to you? And so, what does pearls to swine mean to you? Do you understand the meaning of it? Do you understand why it is that way? Do you understand, like, the focus? Do you know the meaning of pearls to swine? And if you do, how do you define it? I want to have that conversation this morning because a lot of people don't understand what pearls to swine mean. A lot of people think they understand. I thought I understood. But we're going to go over it today. I'm pulling up some information of some of the studying that I've did, some of the work that I've done to help me better understand or attempt to better understand exactly what pearls to swine means. And I want to share it with you. I want us to talk about it together. Let me see if... See if I can put this up in the chat. Pearls to swine mean to you? Good morning. Welcome in. What does pearl to swine mean to you? Remember, it all, as always, guys, as you check in, make sure you let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is where you are. Coming to you live from the East Coast. It is now 7:15 in the morning. Welcome. Welcome to this. Pearls to swine, guys. Let's think about it. What does it mean to you? I'll tell you what it means to me. Pearls to swine is a clear indication that you have something of value. And when you have something of value, there are a lot of people who are going to want it. They're going to want access to it. They're going to want to be able to, use it. They want to be able to exploit it. But you're responsible for your pearls. You're responsible for what you do with them, how you care for them, how you shape them, like how you protect them. And it took me a long time to figure this out because a lot of what you're looking at is your knowledge, your experience. How are you protecting your pearls? Because your heart is a pearl, your knowledge is a pearl, your effort, your hard work, your investments, your time, you are a pearl. And when they talk about casting pearls amongst swine, it's simply saying that you have something of value and you're putting it in the presence of or in the hands of those who shouldn't have access to it. Good morning. Thank you for checking in, everyone. Welcome in, Aussie. Welcome in, Australia. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. So it took me a long time as I'm working on trying to realize this, and I'm 53 years old right now. It took me a long time to realize and understand that if we start with the understanding of how valuable we are, like you have to appreciate yourself, right? You have to understand that you have value. You have to have value in yourself. You have to love and care for yourself. When you start to understand this value that you have and you start to appreciate it, you start to respect it, you're gonna request and have others do the same thing. Excuse me. You're not gonna let other people devalue you. You're not gonna let other people kind of just look at you or treat you in any way they want to. So pearls to swine starts with understanding that you have something of value. A lot of people view this as, oh, well, you're putting other people down. You're saying that other people um are pigs or other people are swine. It doesn't start there. That's not what you're saying. The comparison, the metaphor is about you knowing what you have and respecting the value of it. And so many of us don't do that. So many of us don't do that in the simplest of ways. Just saying, hey, I have value as a person. I have value as an individual, as I value my life. If we wake up and we don't value our lives, if we don't place a value and an understanding of how important our lives are to us and how important our existence is to us and how valuable we are to ourselves, if we don't possess that, then we can't possibly begin to believe that others will see us with that value. And then when you don't know the value of you, you will hand pearls to swine. Now, a lot of people draw a correlation of this scripture or a correlation of this to the scriptures in the Bible, but you have to understand this is life. This is a life thought. This starts with you understanding that you are the pearl. Do you view yourself as a pearl? Do you give yourself that much value? Do you appreciate yourself in that way? Do you love yourself enough to treat yourself like a treasure? Do you view yourself as a treasure to you? Let's think about that. Now, I pulled up a reference of this and I use a couple of different large language models to kind of search things out and see. And pretty much the consensus is that pearls before swine means giving something valuable to someone who does not recognize, respect, or have the capacity to receive its value. Again, giving something with value to someone who does not recognize, respect, or have the capacity to receive its value. People, that is you. That is your time. That is your effort. That is your focus. That is your thoughts. I'm going to put this up. Many pearls. Hmm. Uh, I'm going to hit done. I'm going to see if we can move this up out the way over here. Is it in the screen? There we go. All right. I think I finally got it up in a way where it can be seen. And it's not too overwhelming. But I want you guys to be able to see it. Those of you guys who are watching via your mobile devices. And it's the same thing I have in the chat, guys, pinned in the chat, is what is the meaning of pearls before swine to you? What does that mean to you? What does that bring to your thought process? How does that make you feel? And again, guys, as you check in, as always, check in, drop in down below where you're checking in from, what time of day it is where you are. I would love to hear from you. Appreciate everyone taking the time to be here and to be a part. So when we talk about pearls before swine and we talk about the meaning, as I've shared before, the first thing to understand is that you must first see yourself as a pearl. You must first see yourself as an individual who has value. I absolutely hate that there's a delay on this microphone. Gives me good volume. But I'm starting to believe that this app should be a. All right. What about now? Is there a delay on the microphone now, or is it getting better? Let me know, guys. I need to get a better sound system. We're working on it. Help support the channel. You can help by help by doing contributions or whatever. I have to figure out a way to not have as much of a delay on this. I do apologize. Let me try this. Give me a moment. Okay, guys, we're going to go mic free for a moment. I may have to start using a wired headset versus a cable one. May have to start using that versus a Bluetooth. Can you hear me, guys? How's it going now? All right, is it a little bit better? Are we synced up? I really can't tell on my end. Thank you for taking the time to stop in, guys. All right. So we might get a little bit more background noise without the microphone. It may not be as fluid, but hopefully we can still be able to have the conversation. So when we go back to talking about pearls before swine, the key with understanding to pearls before swine, as I said before, it's really important to understand that you are the pearl. You are the thing that has the value until you, right? And I'm going to read this definition again that we have, and we're going to be working off of this definition. Is pearls before swine means giving something valuable to someone who does not recognize, respect, or have the capacity to receive its value. That starts with you. You have been given you. You have been given your life. You have been given your existence, your space. You've been given you. You have you. If you do not recognize, respect, or have the capacity to receive the value of who you are, then that's on you. You become the swine if you don't respect. So when we go back to just being young children and we receive gifts and clothes and places to live and toys and all of these things, we're just in existence. But when we don't understand value, and this is a big thing that I say, it's not about comparing your life to someone else's life. It's not about comparing what you are doing to what someone else is doing. It's not about comparing the level of your life to somebody's life somewhere else. It is entirely about comparing or looking at the life you have and learning to appreciate the value that it is. You have to be able to see the value in your existence and in yourself. You don't have to compare it to what someone else's life looks like. You don't have to compare it to what someone else is experiencing. You don't have to look at and compare it to what is happening in other parts of the world. What you have to be able to do is look at your life and have value. Look at yourself and understand that if to no one else, you must first recognize, respect, and have the capacity to receive the value of you. It is so easy for us to go out and start claiming and placing on others an expectation of not valuing you. But if you don't value and respect yourself, then what is the point of asking others to do so? This must start with, it must begin with, and it must maintain a clear and purposeful understanding that you are living your life. You are living your life regardless of what anyone else is doing. You are, give me a moment. I'm going to try to get this back on there. You are in control of what your life looks like. You're in control of how you view your life and how much respect you're going to have for your own life. If you lack respect for you, if you lack love for you, if you lack acknowledgement and approval of yourself, why would you expect someone else to have that same type of value of you? So oftentimes, if we look at the pearl, it'll represent wisdom, truth. It'll represent time, love, opportunity, correction, mentorship, faith, discipline, anything of value. All of these things are very valuable. But if you don't have the ability to be that, to provide that, to care for that, to understand that, and respect that for yourself. How are you going to do it for others? How are you going to ask someone else to do it for you? How are you going to have the expectation or the thought that someone is going to provide you with a level of love and encouragement that you won't provide yourself, with the level of respect and an acknowledgement, belief, and commitment, support, and encouragement that you won't provide to yourself? You must first understand that you are a treasure, that you are a pearl, that you have value. Stop diminishing yourself. Stop devaluing yourself in your own eyes, in your own words, in your own actions, your own behaviors, your own daily activities. If you are diminishing yourself, then you can't sit around and wait for others to raise you up because you don't believe you're worth it. And you are. You are worth it. But you have to believe it. You have to understand it. You have to know it and you have to lean into it hard. If you're here right now, when you're seeing this and you're watching this, that means that you have been looking for a way to understand how to better understand or acknowledge or see your life. I'm telling you, it starts with you seeing you. It starts with you understanding that you are a pearl. And until you polish, embrace, and understand the layers of what makes you a pearl, you're not going to be able to take it out into the world. You don't understand the value. And so you put yourself in places you shouldn't be. You talk to it and about yourself in ways that you shouldn't. You share parts of you that you shouldn't. Showing love or kindness to someone who will only hurt you back. That is indeed a viewpoint of what pearls before swine is. You, but we have to start with ourselves because the only way to save ourselves from that situation is to understand this thing is valuable and it doesn't deserve to be treated this way. So I want to share a story with you. So this story goes way, way back, and this is going to be for some of you older guys, older cats. And um, uh, the rapper Jay-Z traveled around, did a lot of different things, went to, um, I think it was Philly or somewhere like that, and he meets up with this drug dealer turned rapper, Beanie Siegel or something like Beanie Siegel, Benny Siegel, Beanie, something like that. So they get connected, and when they get connected, the guy starts making money, and like he starts to buy properties in his neighborhood, and he buys everybody like these Mercedes and these different types of cars. And so when Jay-Z first met him, there was this large field, and they would take these little beaters they had, and they would go out in the field and do donuts and all types of crazy stuff in the vehicles. And now they've been working together for a little while, and this guy is starting to make some money. He's getting more money in his pocket. And as he's putting more money in his pockets, they say, hey, look, we need you to he does the same thing with more money. He just gets higher priced cars. He gets Mercedes Benz and Lexuses, and the same thing. They're going out in the field. They're doing donuts. They're beating up the rims. They got them parked half on the curb, half in the street. And Jay-Z pulls him aside and says, hey man, what's going on? What are you doing? And so Beanie Siegel is like, hey, you know what? Like, this is what I've always done. This is my life. This is who we are. Stop trying to change me. And so they had a couple of conversations and then they kind of start to part ways a little bit. And so the interpretation is that Jay-Z wasn't there for him the way he would have liked for Jay-Z to be. But here's the breakdown, the lesson. And Beanie comes out later and tells, like, I couldn't see it. He tried to teach me and I didn't hear it at first. He lived his life in a certain way because he never viewed himself with value. When someone says, I got nothing to lose, when they say, I'm living my life this way because I have nothing to lose, they don't see the value of themselves or their life. And so when you live your life like you have nothing to lose, you are not a pearl. You are not a jewel. You don't possess value. And so when you live your life that way, it leads to you devaluing yourself to the point of believing it is absolutely fine however I choose to treat myself. It is absolutely fine whatever I don't allow for myself, or I don't care for myself, or I don't provide for myself. It is absolutely fine. And Jay-Z was telling them, dude, you got something to lose. And when you have something to lose, you'll look at the things you have before you look at yourselves. And he's like, these aren't beaters anymore. You did the work because you didn't have anything to lose. You have something to lose now. There's an increased value in your eyes, or at least there should be, of your actual existence, the presence in your daughter's life, your presence in your parents' life, your presence in your community, your presence to yourself. And so once you start to understand that you actually have value. And for some people, they only attach values to things. They can't attach value to themselves. But once you start to realize that there is value in you and you start to embrace that value and build on it, it changes things. It has to change your perspective. It has to change your understanding. And you have to know that you're a pearl. And you must, as I said earlier, I'm going to repeat it, you must recognize, respect, and value you enough to know that you're worth it. You're worth the time. You're worth the thought. You're worth the energy. You're worth the respect. And if you don't provide it for yourself, stop looking out at the world and expecting them to have the same thing for you. Don't expect someone to respect your word and respect your thoughts if you don't. Don't expect someone to respect your position or respect or acknowledge your existence or care about it if you don't. We must start to, and I mean it is mandatory, we must start to see and value who we are. And if you care about you, hey, if you care about you, chat, drop it in the chat. Just say I care. You have to listen, drop a jewel in the chat if you know you're a jewel, if you know you have value. Drop a jewel in the chat just to say, hey, I hear what you're saying, and you're right, I do have value. Just as a way, Chad, of being able to say we acknowledge and we understand that there is value to be had. There is value in myself, and I'm going to live with that value no matter what. I'm going to bring that value to the forefront no matter what. I got to reset this microphone every few seconds so that delay doesn't get too big. But I just want you to know that if you're out there and if you're watching this today, understand that you have value. Understand that before anybody else can see the pearl, you have to. Before you can ask anybody else to be aware of your value and of your worth and to recognize and respect it, you must do it. You must recognize it and respect it enough to get up and take care of you. to get up and say, I'm worth waking up for. I'm worth going the extra mile for. I'm worth investing time in my knowledge, time in my faith, time in my health. I'm worth all of these investments. And I'm going to get up and I'm going to invest in me because I know that I'm worth it. And so, guys, pearls before swine has a very significant meaning. I want you to embrace yourself. Understand that you are a pearl. You have great value. And what we've gone over today is understanding that the beginning of pearls before swine is you need to recognize, respect, and value yourself before there's anything else about you, before it's about your clothes, before it's about your appearance, before it's about anybody else respecting, recognizing, or valuing anything about you. It is about you. And until you learn to respect, recognize, and value what's great in you, don't expect the world to do it. Because even if they do, because this is going to be powerful, guys, and I want you to take a moment and listen to this. Even if the world can see everything great about you and you can't, when they tell you, you won't believe it. When they share it with you, you won't accept it. And you become the swine in your own life. See, respect, recognize, and value all the things that are great about you, that have worth, that make you a jewel, and then take it to the world. I want to thank you guys for being here this morning. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. Take an opportunity to become a part of this movement, to see what we're doing here at the BNV Standard. Because we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to express this understanding that it starts from within. It starts with you. It starts with a recognition of your investment in you will show how much you're willing to invest into the world and how much you can see come back. With this BNV Standard, with this understanding that it's about awareness, it's about self-accountability, it's about being able to act with intention and use discipline to do so, that there are limitless possibilities for you. You cannot lead others until you can lead yourself. Let's do this, guys. Let's keep this in mind. And as always, guys, I want to appreciate you stopping in. If you haven't done so yet, please drop a like. You can double tap the screen. Let us know where you're checking in from. Love to hear from you guys. Let us know what's going on. And then if there is anything else that you want to share, if there's something that you feel like you would like to see on the channel, don't hesitate to share that information. Don't hesitate to let us know. We would love to hear from you guys. And as always, we're going to be here to have these conversations, to push forward, to keep striving. All right? I want to thank you for being here again this morning. Thank you for your time. Please come back and remember, you're a pearl. Recognize, respect, and value yourself. All right, guys, until next time, God bless. Take care.